Well, here we go. To quote my dear sweet mother who just got off work around 6 o'clock last night, I'm just plumb tuckered out. My greetings and solicitations from Waterloo from all of us and to all of you'ns.
Stand
Before
by.
you start the tape, you better run back and get your coke and coffee and sandwiches because this is a long old tape.
Alrighty, I'll wait for you now.
All right, Dad, don't forget to close the icebox door and wiggle back to your chair in the front room. Sit down. Make yourself comfortable. Are you ready now? Hmm. We interrupt this tape for a special news bulletin. We're just like cheese. We get along a lot better with age. Don't throw us in the trash can. Eek! Oh!
You're talking to us. I'm fine. How are you?
Might not from you.
I'm fine. How are you?
Might not you.
Say boy.
Boy.
Say good boy. Good boy. Say man.
Ma.
Say
I'm fine. How are you?
say I'm fine. How are you?
Might not you.
How you do?
Might not you.
What else is it?
Papa me.
Say stop bothering me.
Papa me.
Say stop bothering me.
No, baby. Oh, Papa me.
Well, hello, Marion. And folks, you've probably been wondering all these past months why I haven't been writing to you, but being out here with my extra work and working out here at the Navy, I've been so gosh darn busy I just haven't had time to write to anybody. Any correspondence going out here has been done by Rosemary, and she just writes for all of us. And I just don't have time. She just goes right ahead with it. So I'm sending this, throwing my voice in along with the rest of the family, hoping you'll enjoy it, as if you would if you'd actually gotten the letter from me. So very sorry, Dad, to hear that you've been sick from the tape that Ruth and Glenn got from you. Do hope that you're up and well and out. You know what they say, you can't keep a good man down, so let's prove that old statement true and get out and let me hear from you. And so from our front room to your front room, fireplace and all, here's a little bit of music that might help you on the road to recovery. Recovery, I say. Do you feel better yet? Stand by. The pianist is your daughter-in-law. You know, Rosemary.
Hi, Grandpa. Grandpa. Marion. Jesus loves me. Jesus loves me, this I know. For the Bible tells me so. Little ones do him me wrong. They are weak, but he is strong. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so. Break it into sheets. This is Mary years old.
What are you going to sing for Grandma and Grandpa?
The same.
Okay, well, thanks, Dad.
All my little duckies speed across the sea. Heads are underwater, tails look up at me. little ducky duddle, went wading in a puddle, went wading in a puddle, twice small, quack, quack. Said he, it doesn't matter how much her splashes splatter, I'm only a ducky after all, quack, quack.
Here's our little duet now, our little soprano and our little alto.
Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. Little ones to him belong. They are weak, but he is strong. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so.
Hi. We just got up this morning. It's about 9 o'clock, Monday. My commanding officer just about broke his heart by letting me have the day off today. I told him I was going to move, but I really moved Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, so we're just resting up today. I suppose you knew that we were going to go ahead and move. The guy that owns our house out there in Easton was in the Army, and he called me from California to collect, naturally, at my request. We sent him a telegram, too, wanted to know what he was going to do about the house. When he talked to us, he said that he got his orders to go overseas. And according to the terms of our lease that we had with him on the house, that we were supposed to give up possession to him because his wife would come back and take him to the other side of town. And it's a real cute little brown house, trimmed in white, something like your house, with a big living room, and a great big dining room, and a kitchen just right straight in a row, just like yours. And 2 bedrooms and a bathroom in between, just off to the side like your little hallway is. We got a nice big screen in front porch and a enclosed back porch with another little side porch in the back, side drive, and a garage. I've been scared stiff in my car just fall flat for having a garage for it to sit in all night, but apparently it hasn't so far. And we're just real pleased with the house. It took us 3 days to move. Oh, I'm tired. Our house is just a little tiny bungalow. It's just as cute as a bug in a rug. And, speaking of rugs, I took Rosie down to Davidson's Furniture Company here last week, one of our more exclusive stores, and got her big piece of carpeting. It's a 12-foot square piece of carpeting for our living room, put it in the layaway, and I bought her a new dining room suit. It's a Duncan 5 table and a real nice buffet and chairs for our dining room. But in the meantime, we're using our little black table and pink chairs for right now. And put our old rug in the dining room, and then we just got little throw rugs in the living room. And our house is just trimmed in real pale colors all the way through, and Venetian blinds, and we'll be able to use our drapes over here in this house. And it's all natural finished woodwork, and we're just going to leave it like that. And we're just as pleased as we can be with the house. And we called Ruth and Glenn here last week and told them we were getting ready to move, and then she wrote us a letter wondering if she could help us when we moved. So she couldn't stand it, I guess. We started moving Thursday night, and I don't know whether they came down or not, but last night they walked in on us here at the house. We were all torn up. We were halfway straightened up, though. We were in the kitchen working. I was in the basement messing around. And Ruth giggled like she always does, just like Alice, and she just couldn't stand it to stay away. She had to come down her nose, and see what we had. And apparently she was just real pleased with what we had. And she brought us down a frozen Swiss steak and a package of corn and a package of a whole lot of beans for our freezer. And I kept looking around for Glenn and didn't see him, and he was out in front with his snow shovel cleaning my sidewalk off. I hadn't had time to do it, and it embarrassed me to death, but I thought it was just real sweet of him to do that. And but we had a heck of a big snowstorm here and a real blizzard here last night, and I didn't have time to today to stop just to get our sidewalk cleaned off, so Glenn did it last night when he came in. And we had 60-mile-an-hour winds here last night, and it was really bad. And we made several trips back over to the other house in this kind of weather, but we kind of wanted to get it done. We're going to have to go back over today and get our drapes and mop out the old house on Easton, and then we'll be finished over, then we turn the keys over to them people. When Ruth and Glenn were here last night, they brought that little tape that you people had sent to them and played it down here, and I sure hope Marion doesn't think that I'm just beating the tar out of Patty, putting her in the hospital or something. But what really happened, I guess you already know it, but I better refresh your memory. We were in the Illinois Central train depot in Chicago, and it's got the big cement floors, and we were in a heck of a big hurry. We took too long a time to eat our dinner in the restaurant there, and Patty tripped over my feet, and I was holding David, and Patty fell and banged the side of her head on the cement. And we didn't think anything of the time, and as she was crying, but then we had to take her to the doctor in Indianapolis there, and he just gave her some pills and said she was a nervous kid and all that baloney. So we came back into Waterloo, took her to a chiropractor, and found out she had something out of place in the back of her neck. Some of those vertebrae or something was causing her to be crying and not be so darn well. So we've been taking her to this chiropractor, and she's just feeling like $1 million. Ain't you?
Yes.
Talk to her. Tell her how you
Yes.
feel.
Fine.
Huh?
Fine.
This is an unsolicited testimonial, Marion. Go ahead and say something to her now. Come on, talk to her and tell them how you feel.
Say.
Oh, she says she doesn't know what to say. We're awfully glad to hear that you people are all taking an active part in the church out there. Oh, another little bit of news here for you that you might be interested in. You remember that church, the Church of Christ you went to here at the YMCA? Well, they're building a great big expensive building out in Cedar Falls in some of those new housing district out there. And that's way out. You probably know where Cedar Falls is. Real nice neighborhood, but they haven't actually started. They just bought the ground and got a big sign up. We went out driving the other day and saw it. I'm sitting on a Davenport in the front room here in the corner, and I just happened to look and see. We can see right into the back bedroom, catty corners, about like you do when you sit in your dining room, and the kids' bunk beds in there. We can see their nice spreads in there. Rosemary's got them all made up, and it's going to be just as nice. We've been kind of worried when we moved in here how the bunk beds would look, but they're going to be just fine, and we're going to put our tie-back curtains back there and make their bedroom look just, real pretty, because you can't see our bedroom. The other day, Rosie and I got the nicest darn letter from Vera. I guess she's just a gosh darn homesick. She just doesn't know what to do. We invited her out, and she's going to take us up on it. She just wanted to come someplace just to get away from Danville. She said she's tired and worn out, and she's just homesick to see some of the family. She never hears from any of the family, she said. And she wants to come out and said that for us to let her know whenever it's convenient, she'd come out and stay a few days with us. And so we're going to write and tell her to come on out whenever she has her vacation, because we've got plenty of room now, a lot more room than we did out there on Easton. And Larry can come with her, and she can just probably come on a weekend, And we think we can show her an extra nice time, because Waterloo's kind of a quiet town, and she'd be able to get away from everything. Forgot to tell you that when Ruth and Glenn were down here last night, they said that John and Anna were coming up here in the next week or so, up here to Washington, Iowa, and that's where Cloyd and his wife live. And then John and Anna were going to go on up to Nashua, the Little Brown Church. So we told Ruth and Glenn to invite them to come on down to our house, and I suppose I'll be within the next week or so. We don't know just exactly when, but I suppose we'll see him we'll look for him when we see him, or something like that. Rosemary and I have both applied for jobs out here at a local drive-in movie, and I applied for the manager of the concession stand, managing all the personnel and the food and hamburgers and hot dogs and peanuts and popcorn. And Rosemary would be the cashier and the secretary, and she'd help me with all of my reports and everything. So we're kind of hoping we get it. Mom and Pop are coming out here in about a week, maybe 2 weeks. They're going to stay with us all summer and babysit for us. So they called us the other night, and they're just real pleased and just tickled to get started. And Rosemary talked to her daddy and said he sounds just real good. And he's wanting to come out and see his little kids. Come out and see Lennon, Patty, and David. And he talks just like a baby himself, and he wants to come out and see his little sweetheart, Rosie. And when Rosie talks to him on the phone, Mom will give him the phone and said, "It's Rosie." And then he'll say, "Ah, there's my little sweetheart." And Rosie says he hasn't said that for years and years, and never has. Well, Rosie said he never has said that to her. "There's my little sweetheart, Rosie." And he get on the phone and talk to her. And he's beginning, remember things years back, That little crying in the background was David and Linda's doll buggy. He likes to take it and run about 60 miles an hour and see if the TV will stop him or our chair will stop him.
Pleasure. Any cigarette ever could be.
No! Noodles are dumplings. These are noodles and dumplings. They're round and soft. Well, I know.
Firm and pleasing to the lips. Smile. Yet deeply satisfying in taste. And after.
Interruption. This is something we had made on a tape the other day, and we didn't know it was still on there. We thought we'd leave it on there. You get a big bang out of it. We had noodles the other day, and while we were watching Dragnet, Patty and Len and Rosie got into a big to-do about what the difference between noodles and dumplings. And we thought Rosie tried to explain to her one was firm or round or something like that. And the kids just got tickled to death over trying to figure out what noodles and dumplings, the difference between them were. And then Dragnet came right in advertising their cigarettes as so firm and fully packed or something. Pleasing to the lips. We're going to have to get started here in just a little bit. We're still just hanging around. We haven't even had breakfast yet, and here it's almost 10 o'clock in the morning. We stayed up pretty late last night. We're going to get Linda all dressed up because we've got to transfer her to our new school this afternoon. The teacher says she's being along just real good in school and just surprised her out of us, and says she's one of our exceptional students, and we're just real proud of that fact. She's always coming home, and the teacher's always sending notes home about how well she's doing, and she even went in and made one of those real nice pot holders for Rosie, and she didn't say anything about it. She just brought it home, and I still can't hardly believe she made it, but she says she did, and so we believe her. I suppose Nadine and Norman are still alive out there on the other side of town. We haven't heard from them, though, for quite some time. We got birthday cards for the kids from them. The kids put them in their scrapbook, and you ought to tell them to drop us a line. Uh-oh. Rosie just give me holy hell. She says we got a letter from Nadine, and we just haven't answered yet. But we got an extra good excuse. We've been planning on moving for about 2 weeks. In between packing boxes and packing dishes and clothes and moving and everything, and zero weather and 60-mile-an-hour blizzard wind, we just haven't had time to write to you people back there. Well, we heard you've been having right around 60 and 70-degree weather. Lucky fools. Remember when this tape started, I told you to get your coffee and sandwiches and everything? Well, I suppose you were just about out of that, so we're going to cut off and go eat breakfast, and so let's give you a chance to stop and go get some refills, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. David just poured a glass of milk right in the middle of our rug. I don't know whether to spank him or what, but he's looking at me like a whipped dog. Last night we made a tape when Ruth and Glenn were here, and they've got the little tape, and I suppose they'll send it to you sometime when they get around to it. And Ruth told me to say something real nice about Rosemary, how hard she worked and everything. So here's my better half to let you know she's still alive.
Hi. We're sitting here at the table eating, and I can hardly see Jean over the top of the cereal boxes and the coffee pot and the toaster and the milk carton. But Lynn and Patty are enjoying their breakfast, toast and cereal. And we have to get busy pretty quick now.
You sing something, Mommy.
Tell Mommy about Jesus. Oh, come on, talk to Mommy. Yes, well, come on. Tell Grandma about eating your cereal. Cereal, yes. Yeah, isn't that funny? And, tell Grandma,
Tell me you went out in the snow yesterday and played.
Snow, yes. Say Grandma. Say Memo. No, Memo. I know you're a baby. Say Memo. No.
Say Grandma.
Well, he can't say Grandma. He says Memo.
Say Memo. Hold
Look
the speaker.
at-
Say Memo. Memo or Grandma? Oh, no. Say Grandma or Grandpa. Oh, you're a baby. Grandma or Grandpa?
Say boy.
Hey,
Boy. Big boy.
You big boy. You good boy. Let's say, tell Grandma you're a good boy.
All right. Say okay.
Talk to Grandma and Grandpa.
Okay.
You're full of fruits. Why don't you finish your cereal? Okay.
He's just learned to talk in the last week or so, and he puts whole sentences together, and you can understand maybe one or two words, and out of that you have to kind of piece it together, but he's learning to talk. We're enjoying our house so much. We have so much more room. In fact, our whole little house over on Easton, we could put in the porch and the living room and the dining room.
Quiet, David. David,
And,
Mommy's talking. Now you shut up.
Yeah. Now you made me forget what I was talking about. We just had our coffee, and we sure wish you were here this morning to have a cup of coffee with us. And we were just wondering when your vacation would be this year so you could plan on coming out again. And we'll have plenty of room if you want to come. And it won't be so hot here as it was in the little house. We have several trees around the house, and it's insulated, and there's an attic. So this house should be very cool this summer. And we have a screened-in front porch and there's a swing in the basement where we can put it up. And we feel like we're going to enjoy it this summer and not be so hot where we have to go to the basement to eat. And Jean's got a little workbench in the basement, and a jigsaw, and a lathe, and Mr. Bowman wanted to leave it down there for him to use because he had worked with machinery and he knew how to operate it, so he thought he'd just leave it down there for him. And he's making me some little racks to put in my cabinet to set my dishes up. He got me a new set of dishes, first set I've ever had since we've been married. And they're just real pretty. They're a wheat pattern, and a little gold rim around. They're very plain, but they're sort of pretty. And we're just getting along fine, and we kind of wish you could come out, but I know the weather is so bad, and you probably wouldn't want to take time off to come out. We'd like for Nadine and Norman to come too, but they don't seem to be able to get out this way. And we'd like to have Vera come, but I don't know when you could all get together to come to our house. If you could possibly arrange it during the summer sometime, we'd like to have all of you come here. You know, Jean's a pretty good cook, if that's any enticement. My mother and Dad are coming in a couple of weeks for Daddy's 82nd birthday and our 7th anniversary. We're going to celebrate that. And probably Jean and I will be working by that time. The drive-in's open in about 2 more weeks. And so we'll have to start working. We go to work at 6:45 until midnight, except on Saturday night, and it would probably be later then. That'd be 7 nights a week. We wouldn't have any time to get to see the movie ourselves. We just have to spend every moment working. And I would sell tickets at the gate and be cashier there. And then during intermission, I would have to go inside and be cashier for the concession. And then I would have to type letters and reports for the boss and for Jean. And it sounds like a lot of fun. We would really enjoy doing it. And Mother thought it might be a good idea to give me a rest so I could get out and have a little fun for a change. So she's going to come out and babysit for us. And they'll probably just close up their house for the summer. Norman and Nadine, we hope that you're listening too, and we're sending this tape to you as much as to the folks and Marion. And we get sort of homesick to see all of you and wish that you could come out. And we really want you to come if you can find time and you're able to come. On your vacation, we sort of wish you would. And I think you'd find Waterloo is a lovely town, and there's so much to do here, and it's a good vacation spot. There's lots of fishing, and Nadine and I could have lots of fun going shopping if our husbands would turn loose with some money once in a while.
That's what Rosie thinks. I think that's all she's wanting Nadine here for, because she knows that I might give her a couple of nickels or a dime maybe and run off the town and spend all my money. But she's getting enough of my money as it is. I bought her a new set of dishes here the other day, and it's real pretty. I got them on a special. 42-piece set, service for eight. I only paid $15 for them. And they're just as nice as they can be. They were really knocked down. This store has a big sale about once a month, and they knock the price way down on some of their dishes. So what I think you ought to do is wind up that old green Chevy of yours and throw some gas into it and start it out this way. Just know it won't take you too long. Probably by steady driving, about 11 hours. What you do is just stop over some night, or just come right on through. You're not so darn old, but you can't drive right on through. I do it. And one time we went home, and it only cost me $10 to come home one way, and we stopped off and had a bite to eat on that $10. So $20 we made a round trip. but the person should have more than that just in case they had car trouble or something, you know. We've got extra good roads, and we're just real easy to find here in Waterloo.
Oh, well, we're going to have to disengage Fanny from Cher and get busy around here. The telephone man will be here pretty shortly, and the soft water man's coming to put in the soft water tanks for us. So we're going to have to get busy and get some of this done. So we can let you rest for a while, and we'll come back to you after a while. I think this is an hour-long tape, so we don't want to wear you out all at once here.
And now this is your Iowa reporter, bringing you the voices of Waterloo. Stand by. Waterloo. And that was just little Master David Eugene telling us about his little address book. Leave your sweet checks alone, Linda. And now passing by me on my left here is another cute little chick here. She's kind of cute. She's got her hair on a little old ponytail. Oops, don't lean over like that. I'll kick you. Here we go. What is your name today, Missy?
Mary Linda Hendrickson.
And what have you got in your mouth?
Bread.
Do you think it's nice to talk when your mouth is full of food? Huh?
But it's not too full.
It's not too full. Do you know it's noon? And you haven't even got your clothes on yet and you're still in your pajamas? Huh?
Yes.
And what are you going to do today? What are you doing shopping today?
I'm not shopping. I'm not doing nothing, Steffi.
Oh, you are, huh? Well, why don't you get busy then? Get dressed. You know you're going to have to go to school this afternoon. Huh?
I just thought we was going to see my principal and teacher.
Well, that's what you've got to do. Then you have to go to school today. Whoops, look out. Here comes that red-headed bombshell. Stand by. And what is your name, miss?
Patty.
Your name is Patty. Well, how sweet. And what is your other name? Mary Patty Jane.
Patty Jane.
Whoops, slow down, redhead. What?
Mommy.
Well, who's this little wart right next to you here? What's your name?
Patty.
Your name, Patty? Well, I don't think so. Patty's a girl's name. Is your name David?
Nana.
Huh? What's your name?
Dida.
Oh, David. Is that your name?
Dida.
David. Uh-huh. And what are you going to do today? You don't know. Well, you're going to go right on through and mess everything up that we get straightened up, huh?
Mine.
No, that's Linda's toast. You want toast? We'll fix your own.
Mine.
And by the way, Bombshell, what are you going to do today? Huh?
Wash the dishes.
You're going to wash the dishes, huh? Well, don't you think you better get ready and get going then? Huh? Well, go on, get going. Goodbye, Miss Bombshell. It's nice to talk to you. This has been your Iowa reporter. We now return you to your senses for station identification. And now this is your roving, homely, frustrated reporter who is all out of breath, taking you to that renowned home of Liberace. Take it away, Liberace. Is that your own selection, Liberace? Well, that's fine. Put your teeth back in, and we can hear a few words from you. Oh, you've lost them? Well, go ask your mama then. This has been your roving reporter. We now take you back to Waterloo for station identification. Goodbye. Sing a song. Sing Jesus Loves Me. Sing it. Sing Jesus Loves Me. Okay, go ahead and sing. Well, that was our little David. What'd you think of him? You have to let us know now. He carries his tune in a bucket for sure. Oh, by the way, just in case you don't know it, you ought to write down our address. You know, like the old TV boy says. Now, in just a moment, I'm going to give you our address, so you run right quick and get a pencil and a piece of paper, because I'm going to give you that last famous address where you can drop us a line, so stand by. Have you got your pencils? You have. All right, here we go. 2421 East 4th. That's Waterloo, Iowa. I'll repeat that for you that haven't got For you people that haven't got your pencil and paper yet, that's 2421 East 4th. That's East 4th, I said. 2421 East 4th. Now, at the end of this program, we'll repeat that address for you latecomers. And for the benefit of you people who can't find your pencil, pen, or old writing quills, here's our phone number. Just jot that down, and we'd be so very happy to hear from you. That is, if you pay for the call. Adams 47083. That's right, Adams 47083. And we'll be so very happy to hear from you on our new Blue True telephone. Telephone man was just here, and we're going to get us a blue telephone. We're sure getting kind of cocky now. Goodbye for now. We sure can't stand talking them over those corn-fed black telephones out here. Have you found your pencil and pen yet? I bet you if you look over there Marion's desk, you'll find a pencil and pen. Just hike that 230 pounds out of that chair and march right over and get you a pencil. No, Mother, not you. I meant your partner. By the way, Marion, how's about dropping us a line, letting us know what your plans are for this fall? Is it this fall that you're going to go to college or next spring? We never have found out just exactly when. You said something in your tape to Ruth and Glenn that you were going down to Searcy, Arkansas. And was it this fall? Have you filled out all your papers yet? And what's your major course going to be, and what are you going to study? You going to take your car down there? Just what are your plans? How about letting us know? Is it this spring that you're going to graduate from high school? How's about letting us know the exact date, and then maybe we can be there. We'd sure like to be down there for that. Remember about, 45, 55, 11 years ago, I wasn't here for mine. I had to graduate, and folks or somebody went down and got my diploma. You remember? Or it was Nadine that got my diploma. Remember? I'd sure like to be there to see you get your diploma. So you be sure and let us know, and if I know in plenty of time, I can make arrangements and make plans here with the Navy about coming down there. So you can just let us know about what all your plans are. By the way, Norman and Nadine, if you're still around, or you haven't sickened out or haven't gone to sleep, how about some news from you? Norman, you still in school? How about your studies? Sure wish we had your fence out here in our backyard. That's one thing we're going to have to plan on, so we can let David out and play here. We got an extra nice backyard here, but it's kind of slopey a little bit, a lot of grass and trees and a lot of shade for this summer. Seems like every time we come home to Indianapolis, we just don't have time to get together at all and really get acquainted. So what you ought to do this summer, if you can swing it, try to plan on coming out here, and I'm pretty darn sure we can have a pretty good time. You might be interested, Norman, in our electronic layout here. We've got a regular sonar outfit and a radio sending and receiving set here. We have over $500,000 in government property out here that we're all responsible for. I'd sure be mighty proud to take you all through there and show you just where I'm at, my office and everything, and let you see all of our equipment and see just exactly what the deal is out here. It's the same general type of outfit as you have there at 30th and White River there in Indianapolis. Nadine, you had a birthday here a couple months ago, and we let that slip by us, but we sure forgot about it. We'll let your Christmas present go for your birthday, too. Okay? I guess you know that Jimmy had a birthday on the 18th of January. We never hear from them, do you? We've got their address, so I think we ought to sit down and write to them once in a while. Never did figure out why they moved to Florida, but I guess it's all that sunshine down there that they're soaking up that they look forward to. Can't say as I blame. If I had my way, I'd move down there too, because I really like that weather. The old sun finally decided to come back out today, and it's melting off a lot of the snow that had been packed down on our streets here. But we still have a lot of snow. The streets are beginning to melt off here, and temperature's probably running back up into somewhere right around the 30s. Yesterday and the day before, it went down to 8, I think somewhere around 0 to 8 or something like that. And with 60-mile-an-hour winds, you can imagine what kind of weather we had out here yesterday and the day before. It's pretty darn rough. I'm not going to tell you who this is, but see if you can guess who it is.
A little yellow bird had a very sweet song. He sang for the children all the day long. We pour seeds and water in each tiny cup, and he hops down and eats it all up.
Now, who do you think that was? Now, wait just a minute, and we'll find out someone else sing for you, and see if you can tell them apart.
You better not pout, you better not cry. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He knows when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awaking. Better be good and that's it.
She's a little off season, but at least she got the words in. The first one was Lyndon, and the last one here was Patty. Did you have it right? What's the matter? Would you messing in the sink in there? Mommy get after you. Well, what was you doing in there? Well, Mommy's got her dishes in there, and you're liable to break them. You want to go wash the dishes for Mama? Well, tell me, what's the matter? What'd Mommy do to you? Huh? Huh? What's the matter? Is that what she said? Well, what'd you say? You want to go wash the dishes? Well, why don't you just leave them alone and do as Mommy says? No, you heard what we said. Now you do as you're told. You'll be all right. Where's all your toys at? Where's all your toys at? No, no dishes. Where's all your toys at? Huh? Where's all the toys? Don't you know where they're at? Well, doggone, we'll just have to find you some toys then, won't we? Where's your little truck and all your cars and everything? Where are they all at? You know where all your toys are at? Where's your truck? Did you hear choo-choo this morning? Did you hear the choo-choo? Where? Where'd you hear the choo-choo? Huh? What's the matter? Don't you hear the choo-choo train? Choo-choo gone? Well, doggone it.
Hello, Grandma and Papa and Marion. I got Uncle Marion. I had 33 Valentine cards.
David just ran into the side of the table and cut his lip and just bleed something awful. You want to tell Grandma and Grandpa about it? Tell them about it. Tell them about your lip there. Did it hurt? Well, how'd you do it? How'd you run into that darn food table? What's the matter? Did you cut it with your teeth? Yeah, I see a little bit of blood there. It's not very much. Well, tell Grandma and Grandpa and Uncle Marion about it. Let me see your mouth. Open up real wide. Oh, that's not bad. That's just where your tooth come down on it. See? Well, where'd you get it? Where'd you hurt it at? Well, what is that? What's that red stuff? That's just a little tiny bit of blood. Well, that's not so bad. Does it feel better?
Yes.
Well, tell me all about it now. Tell me. Yeah, I see it. Does it feel better? All right. David's climbed up on a chair or something, and he slipped and banged his lip right on the edge of our little wooden table here, and his tooth gouged down on his lip a little bit. Just brought a little bit of blood, but he's all right now, ain't you? Talk to him. You all right? All right. We've got more work cut out for us here than I've ever seen in my whole life. We've got our furniture halfway placed, and halfway looks decent, but now the biggest job comes, unpacking all of our dishes and unpacking our clothing and boxes and all the different odds and junk that we got boxed up and laying around. We've got to get that stuff all put away, and then we'll have to start in on maybe waxing floors and polishing furniture and everything. Kind of wish you all were here to help us do all this work. Is there any chance of you all getting your vacation coming over now within the next few days, because we got lots of rags and lots of polish and everything? I've got to get out and go to the store, but I'd rather go hungry as get out and go, and because I'm just too darn tired, too fat, or too lazy or something. I'm down to 195 pounds. I went on a diet for a while, and I make up for it. I go on a diet one day, and I make up for it the next day, so my diet is just breaking even. I hit 205, now I'm down to 195. My goal is 175. So I got 20 pounds to go, so I'll just have to wait and see how I come out. Instead of just having a spare tire on just below my ribs, between my ribs and my hips, I got 2 or 3 spare tires there. I'm scared stiff I'll start getting a spare tire back on my rear end. I don't know if it's the love of a good woman or her good cooking that's doing it. Something's doing it. We're all sitting around in the front room, just taking time out for a coffee break. Kids is getting them a glass of milk, and just kind of taking life easy for a little bit while Rosie plays the piano for us. Anymore, it seems like if she plays the piano, we just sit down and just take it easy. Rosie really likes her piano. She just plays on it for hours and hours at a time. This piece that she's playing is the name of it is Seek Ye the Father. It's an anthem for one of our big churches here in Waterloo. Our living room here is much bigger than what we had over on Easton. The ceilings are much higher, and the living room is about a 13 square foot, and the sound on the piano is a whole lot better. It may not sound too good on your tape because this isn't a music tape recorder, it's just for voice, but at least maybe you can get the idea. Folks, I wish you'd get your piano tuned up because Rosemary and I get so gosh darn much enjoyment out of ours. I remember how you used to play all the time. What you ought to do is get that piano, just have her tuned up and fixed up, and just sit down and play it. And I think you just, really enjoy your evening so much more instead of just coming in from working all day. I know you're tired, but come in from working all day and sit down and play the piano because you know what the old saying about music is. Music is relaxing.
I serve a risen Savior, He's in the world today. I know that He is living, whatever men may say. I see His hand of mercy, I hear His voice of cheer. And just the time I need Him, He's always near. He lives, Christ Jesus lives today. He walks with me and talks with me along life's narrow way. He lives, salvation to impart. You ask me how I know He lives. He lives within my heart. There's a garden where Jesus is waiting. There's a place that is wondrously fair. For it flows with the light of His presence. 'Tis the beautiful garden of prayer. The beautiful garden, the garden of prayer. The beautiful garden of prayer. There my Savior awaits, as He opens the gates to the beautiful garden of
know that that was Gene playing the piano. I think he did real well. And that chatter you heard in the background was me, of course. Try to erase it on the next trip around. Oh, I'm really surprised myself to hear Gene play like that. He must have been practicing when I wasn't around. He's been playing all of this. I haven't played any since when I played alone. I didn't sing.
Mother, Dad, I know how you enjoyed all of your church music. I thought maybe you might enjoy my playing these songs for you. Well, folks, we've gone through breakfast, we've gone through dinner, now we've just gone through that beef roast that left us here last night. We put it in the oven, we just had it for supper. Now it's 4:30. You ought to be tired and worn out by now, or is it past your bedtime already?
There's a church in the valley where the Lord
Well, we hope we haven't bored you to tears or sleep or snores or something from hearing all this, but at least it got us out of a day's work, and we had a lot of fun making it for you. Started in at about 9 o'clock this morning. Here it's 4:45 already in the afternoon. Well, if after you get this tape, you people aren't so gosh darn worn out, just throw it on your machine and run me off a bunch of baloney and send it back to me, because we've got a tape recorder here we can use any time we want to. I got 3 of these recorders at the station, and I just keep one at the house most of the time. David sure is getting tired of all this shebang that's been going along with this machine here all day long. Rosie got one of these little hand sweeper, and he's just getting tired and worn out, so he's running around. He thinks we got a dirty rug in the dining room. Here comes my little pea picker. Can you hear him running? Let's see you jump. Let's hear you jump. Jump real big now for Daddy. Jump. Jump again. Whoops. Whoops. Jump again. Jump. Whoops. Come here and talk to Grandma. Grandpa. Say, Grandma. Say, hello.
Boo.
Boo. Go get your telephone.
Okay.
I told him to go get his little telephone. He's going after it now. He'll be back in just a minute. Ring telephone. Call Grandma and Grandpa. Did they answer telephone yet?
Okay.
Okay, see if they answer. Hello. Are they talking on telephone yet?
Uh-huh.
Well, talk to them.
Bye.
This is long distance. It's costing Daddy a lot of money now. Talk to them. Ask them how they are and see what they're doing and everything like that. Now talk to them. Well, you better hang it up now because it's costing a lot of money. Tell them bye.
Bye.
Did you hear him talk to you on his little play telephone? He was a little boy. Little boy.
This is Mary Linda Hendricks. I'm Patty.
All right, what do you got? What you saying? You talking to somebody on the telephone? Who you talking to? Oh, you are. Uh-huh. Well, what they saying to you? Talking to my daddy?
Dada.
Dada. Who you talking to, Grandma and Grandpa? Well, talk to him quick on the telephone.
Okay.
Okay, you talk to him. Oh, boy. Say, I'm all right and you're all right. Say, I'm fine. How are you? Well, I'm just fine. I've been feeling pretty good. How you feeling? How you?
About the little yellow birds. A little yellow bird has a very sweet song. He sings for the children all the day long. Before he sees the water in each tiny cup, and he hops down and eats it all up. With this, like Jesus loves me too. Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. If the ones to him belong, they are weak, but he is strong. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so. Dee da da dee.
This is David singing Jesus Loves Me. Now listen real carefully. You might even pick out his tune now. Sing now. Sing Jesus Loves Me. The Bible does. Well, what'd you think of our little trio? You let us know what you thought of them now. We're awful glad the kids are getting their religious training off early. Even David understands a lot of stuff. And even though he can't make his words real plain, you can understand him when he sings that song, Jesus Loves Me. We're sure awful proud of the kids whenever we take them out, like go out to a restaurant or even go over to a friend's house to visit or anything. We're just as proud of them as we can be. They always know how to act, and everybody just compliments us on them. Yesterday we took the kids out, all three of them out to a young couple that we know, Florence and Pete, we run around with, and they got three little kids themselves, and the oldest one is 3 years old, or 4 years old, something like that. And they took on our three kids, and Florence, I guess, just went wild about how well behaved our kids were, and kind of makes us feel good and kind of sticks her chest out just a little bit, have people do that. And she kept the kids all day long, fed them their breakfast, their dinner, and their supper, and they were eating their supper when we got in to pick them up here late last night. And Florence said they weren't a bit of trouble, so we're just real proud of them.
Bye. Bye, Lucky.
Bye, Grandma. Bye, Grandma.
Papa, I love you.
You love you. Say, I love you. I'll say it again.
Grandpa, goodbye, Grandpa and Mama and Marion. Goodbye, Grandpa and Mama and Marion. We'll talk to you again sometime.
We're about to the end of our tape now, and we haven't done a blessed thing all day but just sit here and play with this thing. And I think now that we've finished the tape, we can accomplish some work around this house. It sure needs it. Everything's piled out in the middle of the floor. Well, we can get through the front room and the dining room, but we don't dare try to go through the bedroom without a light because we just about break our neck falling over the boxes and everything. So I'll let Jean tell you goodbye now, and I'll say goodbye, and I'll write to you pretty quick now.
Patty is just getting bored with the whole work, and so she just gets up and quietly walks out of here and goes in and starts cleaning off the supper dishes off the table, taking them into the kitchen. So Linda's not going to be outdone, so she looks in the dining room, see what's coming off, so she hikes her butt right in there and starts getting all the dishes out too. Well, the telephone man's been here working all day long on our telephone. We had our telephone switched over, and we've got the same numbers we did have before. We got one of those new blue-colored telephones for our bedroom, and then we had an extension to the telephone put into the kitchen, and it's regular black type that they put on the wall. And the bedroom's just regular table type. It's one of those new type telephones with the tone volume on it and everything. By the way, don't forget our address now. It's 2421 East 4th Street. And we've got the same telephone number in case you ever want to call us. You don't have our phone number, just call the operator because we're in the telephone book finally. And you can get a hold of us that way. There's only 4 Hendricksons here in Waterloo. So remember our address now. It's 2421 East 4th. And if you manage to come out this way on a vacation sometime this summer, we're just real easy to find. We're on the north end of town. And you probably remember the main drag right downtown. That was 4th Street, so we're clear out on one end of 4th Street. Clear out on the end of it. Well, folks, we're tired and worn out, and you know what the little kid said after he ate a whole box full of X-Lax. I've got to go, and boy, we sure have to go. We're tired of talking, and you're probably tired and worn out of listening to us. So we'll sign off now, and let us hear from you, and just write whatever you want to say on this tape and send it back to us. And be sure to send both reels back because they're not mine. I'll have to take them back to the station as soon as I get them back from you. I'm sending you one blank reel so you have something to play our tape on too. I've put off all day long to our final trip back out to the other house on Easton, taking our drapes and sweeping out and carrying out just a little box or two of trash and everything. But we're going to have to get started and get wound up because I've got to get back to work tomorrow. Well, here's all the kids to tell you bye now. Wait a minute. Here's Linda. Tell Grandma
Bye.
There's Patty.
Bye.
David, come running. And here's our little pea picker with his pants about halfway falling off of him. Tell Grandma and Grandpa bye. Tell them bye.
Bye.
Tell them bye again. They didn't hear you first time.
Bye.
Give them a kiss. Throw them a kiss bye.
Bye.
Throw them a kiss bye. All right, bye. That was my other sidekick. Bye. All that was a kiss and the microphone goodbye. So this is it now for now. Bye.